we want you to stay off of it, and even then, we want you to stay off of it because there's too much danger right now.
That was the warning 1 week ago from the two top members of the IFD rescue operations team. They spoke live on Daybreak about the dangers lurking in waterways around central Indiana after weeks of heavy rain. Now, of course, this morning, one of the things that we've been watching is another rescue that happened just yesterday. This was in the same exact area, Broad Ripple.
Yeah, all too familiar scene, one we've seen repeated at times throughout central Indiana. Brittany Lewis is in Broad Ripple with more on the story this morning. Brittany, tell us what happened there and the larger picture of what's going on.
Yeah, so firefighters rescued a 23-year-old woman from the water right behind me here, this dam right behind me, on Saturday. She was actually on a first date that was postponed due to high waters from last week. But the Indianapolis Fire Department says it's not what you can see, but what you can't that can be so dangerous, especially here at this Low-Head Broad Ripple Dam. The rescue Saturday was the second time in 6 days that IFD firefighters pulled a kayaker from this Low-Head Dam on the Westfield Bridge. When crews got here Saturday, 2 kayakers were caught in the dam, a 24-year-old man and a 23-year-old woman. The man was able to get himself out of the water, but that woman was rescued by a firefighter using what is called a rope bag. Both were taken to the hospital and are expected to be okay. But just a few hours before that, Zionsville firefighters rescued 2 people and a dog who were clinging to the side of a steep creek bank at Eagle Creek near Starkey Park. The pictures that you may be looking at are from the Zionsville Fire Department during that rescue. According to the fire department, the 2 people were walking near Eagle Creek when their dog went into the water. Both went in to get the dog and were swept downstream. They are all okay. But in a different incident, several people were hurt in a boating accident on Lake Gage in northeast Indiana on Saturday when 10 people, including the driver, were thrown from the boat when it made a sharp turn. According to the Indiana Department of Natural Resources, 1 person was flown to the hospital with a skull fracture, another with a partial lower arm amputation. The video you may be looking at right now is of the boat that continued to circle once they were all thrown from the boat, and the boat continued to circle the lake at approximately 30 miles an hour until a conservation officer threw a rope to stop the propeller, and his boat was actually hit in the process. The driver of the boat in the crash has initially been charged with boating while intoxicated, causing injury and a minor imposition of alcohol. Alcohol is also believed to be a factor in the drowning of a 41-year-old man on Warwick County Lake near Evansville, according to the DNR. He and his wife were swimming late Saturday night when they tried to swim to shore but couldn't. Bystanders rescued the woman, but 2 hours later, divers found her husband's body. And it's still unclear what caused a very tragic situation in Marshall County in northern Indiana yesterday afternoon. 2 boys, 12 years old and 13 years old, died after drowning in a creek that several kids were playing in. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources described it as an accidental drowning, but officials continue to stress how dangerous the water can be with all of this rain, especially at low-head dams like this one. In fact, IFD tells us there's absolutely no reason that kayakers should actually be on this dam. Scott.
All right, lots to think about, echoing the same story we've heard so often. Brittany, thanks for the information on it this time. 7-Eleven right now happening this week. Commissioner